My name is Anton Mulenga.
Where are you from?
Mandev compound in Lusaka. That's where my parents were and some of my relatives. At the side of my mother's relatives, I only know my grandmother.
And where are your parents?
Dead.
There was a report that was done a year or so ago that reported that there were 500 people a day being buried in the capital city of Lusaka, primarily from the AIDS-related causes of death. In some areas, the bottom line is that this entire generation of people between the ages of 15 and 50 is being wiped out, is just being wiped out. So who's raising the children? It's the grandmothers and the 15-year-olds. That's who's raising the children of this country.
How old were you when they died?
7 years, because they died in 1997.
How did they die?
That I don't know because I was too young.
You're too young?
Yeah.
Do you remember them very much?
Not that really. Not that much as a child to know his parents, but I can remember my mother's face because we stayed long with my mother than we did with my father, so I can remember my mother's face.
Where did you go when she died?
I went on the street begging.
Did you have a place to sleep?
No, but on the street, drainages and the corridors there, that's at night. In the afternoon, we go look for food. At night, we come back and sleep. We used to look for card boxes, then we put them in place in order and then we sleep in them.
It became evident that because of the AIDS pandemic in different parts of the world, that the number of orphans in countries that were hardest hit by AIDS was going to just explode. And so that's where we started looking in about 1996 or 1997 and looking towards, where to go next. So we started looking at countries that had a higher incidence of AIDS because the end result of AIDS is orphans. Education is a big key. Educating the girl child is a big key to making sure that the girls in the society are educated, because the truth is that women are agents for social change all over the world. So if you educate the women and the girls in this society, then they help to effect changes throughout the entire society. So education is a big key to it. Microcredit is a big key. Giving people the financial freedom to be able to feed their families. Poverty is a fuel for AIDS. When women are left without husbands, they have no other way to support their families in many cases except to trade their bodies in order to feed their children, in order to house their children. When children are left without parents, they have no other way to support themselves except through trading their bodies. They're very often taken advantage of, they're molested.
Will there ever be a solution to these problems?
There are many solutions to the problems. Will the problem ever go away? No. Will it ever be entirely solved? No. It won't, but there are many solutions, and I am very hopeful. There are solutions, and it is one child at a time. That's not just a marketing thing. I mean, it's Anthony. It's one child at a time. Because to look at it any other way than that becomes so overwhelming that you can't breathe. You couldn't breathe. I have trouble sleeping now. I would never be able to sleep if I thought, oh my gosh, there's 106 million children according to the latest Children on the Brink report.
Yeah, Kathy is a very friend of mine. Actually, I call her my mother. My mother's as what people can think. Kathy is a very friend of mine. Then I call her my mother. She's like the second mother which God has given me, because at least I feel that feeling that I'm calling somebody my mother.
That's what I wanted for Anthony. I wanted him to have a childhood. Didn't you ask me that once? You said, I just want to be a child again.
Yeah.
His childhood was kind of taken from him from a very early age. So I'm happy to see him in a secondary school and just being with other boys and having friends and having fun. And doing all those things that he should do at his age, and not worrying about where his next meal is going to come from, and not worrying about whether someone's going to beat him up or hurt him, not worried about where he's going to sleep and not have to sleep in a cardboard box.